friends, and welcome back to another video. This is Flower Heart Plans. My name is Harley, and today we are going to decorate my Hobonichi cousin for the week of June 16th through the 22nd, and we are going to jump right into it. So this is going to be mostly a decorate with me, and I will write in my plans off camera and come back and show you how it looks. But I found that writing my plans on camera takes a little bit too long, and so I'm just going to show you how it looks at the end of the video with all my plans written in. So I'm going to use these Happy Planner sticker books. We have Pastel Tropics, Jungle Vibes, and Bold and Botanical. These are brightly colored stickers with tropical vibes, and these have a lot of animal print in them. So I figured I could pair these with these washi tapes from my collection from a lot of different places. These Tropical Leaves ones are by Simply Gilded. Then I have this one by Shine Sticker Studio. It's a multicolored with silver foiled washi tape with animal print on it. So I thought I could use this one. And then these are different ones I got from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And this one is by Scotch. It came in a multi-pack at Target. So I'm going to put these off to the side. I'm thinking I will use the Shine Sticker Studio one for sure, just because it's so pretty. But I'm not sure what I'm going to pair with it. So I have those to choose from. And I think that's all we need. So let's open her up. I keep this bookmark on the front cover sometimes just to keep it closed, because my planner has gotten so chunky that the top cover kind of comes up like that. It doesn't lay flat. You probably can't see on camera, but it stays open like this. So I sometimes put this on the front so that it trains itself to stay closed. So we are planning for June 16th. I did plan this current week off camera. So this was for June 9th through the 15th. And for this spread, I used rainbow again, but I used washi tape from my collection. This is by Shine Sticker Studio that I got years ago. This rainbow washi tape at the bottom, I got from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can't remember now. And I paired it with this sticker book by Sweet Kawaii Design. It was a partnership between Sweet Kawaii Design and Craftsmith at Michael's years ago. And it's a rainbow themed sticker book, but it has like planner supplies and rainbow colors and things like that. So I used this sticker book for this current week. And I think I'm going to decorate kind of the same way I did on this week, which is I put washi tape at the top and bottom. I decorated my sidebar. And then for the inside, it's a few stickers, but mostly markers and highlighters. And I've done this style for the past few weeks with mostly marker and highlighter in the middle of the page. And I think that's what I'm going to continue doing, because that allows me to write in all the plans that I need to write in. So let's turn to the week that we want. And I will say that I use this planner as I want to say pre-planner, but that seems redundant. So I use this basically to plan out my ideal week ahead of time. That's the goal of this planner anyway, but I find that it's not as helpful as it could be, or I'm not using it to its fullest potential. So I'm planning today on Saturday the 14th for the week of the 16th, which is fine, but I feel like it would be better if I were planning maybe 2 weeks ahead, 3 weeks ahead. Basically, I want to get ahead in this planner, my Hobonichi cousin, so that it's easier to plan out my B6 daily pages. And I say that only because when I plan so close to the next week, I kind of lose sight of the bigger picture. The bulk of my planning happens in my B6, which I guess I could pull out. So this is my B6, and I do mostly daily pages in here. So that's basically a task list and notes. So that's where the bulk of my planning lies. And that's helpful and that's fine for getting things done on a daily basis, but I'm good at doing the daily tasks. It's the longer term plans and goals that I have trouble with. And that's where I brought in the Hobonichi cousin so that I could plan ahead if I were to stay in line with my medium term and long term goals. What would that look like on a daily basis for each week? But I find that because I'm planning so close to the next week ahead, I'm not giving myself time to really think about what I need to be doing a month out, 3 weeks out, for example. I don't know if I'm explaining that well enough, but basically, I want to get ahead in this planner to the point where I'm not just listing out my daily tasks, because that's what I'm doing in this planner, and then I transfer most of this to my B6ology. I don't transfer everything. It's mostly the things that I have the time and energy for. Off of this list is what I transfer to my B6ology. But I don't have my goal planning in here. I don't have tasks that move me toward my longer term goals. Now, having said all of that, that's not something I'm going to solve right now. So that's going to be a future me problem. But I did want to mention that because this Hobonichi cousin has been helping me, but not as much as it could. And so this upcoming week, I'm going to just plan the way that I need to get the ideas out of my brain and onto paper and to get somewhat of a structure to my schedule for next week. But the real magic is going to come when I'm planning out the future weeks. So we are going to get started. And I should say we are in the middle of June now in this planner. And I started it in April because it's the spring start. And so I will do a flip of this at the end of June because then it will have been 3 months that I would have been in this planner. So I am going to do a flip of how I'm using all the pages. There are some spreads that I have been using, and then there are some spreads in the front of the planner that I've dropped off of using. But I will do a flip of how I'm using the pages and how it's helping me, things I would change, because I'm using the weekly layout functionally and the monthly calendar and the daily pages I'm using for memory keeping. I am caught up on my daily pages. I just use this as a rapid log of what happened that day. Some light journaling, but nothing too deep. And so this is today. It's in the evening now, so I will go in and do today's entry, but I'm caught up to this point, so that's good. But I'll do a flip of all that in a separate video at the end of June. So for now, what we are going to do is figure out what washi tape we want to use. I know I want to use this one at the bottom. And then I'm thinking of using one of these pattern ones, but I feel like doing the same pattern in a different color is a bit much. So then I could probably do this pink and black zebra print. That clashes a lot. That clashes a lot. How about this? No, I want it to be kind of rainbow. So I think I'm going to use this combination. It's loud. It's very bright and it clashes, but I actually like when things are a bit mismatched and clashing the right amount. So I'm going to use this for the date covers though. I think I'm going to use this sticker book that I've used before and I've shown on my channel previously. It's by American Crafts. And they have these rainbow days of the week that I could use at the top. And then for the numbers, I didn't think this through, but for the numbers, let's see what's in the numbers and days sticker book by Agenda 52. So I know we have these, and this is for the 16th. I don't have all the numbers in that colorway. But we have these flags that I could use, but then the numbers would all be one color, which I don't want. I kind of want rainbow, but I can't be too picky because off the top of my head, I can't think of any rainbow numbers besides these. And these have two of the dark green, which I feel like for this colorway is just a bit too dark. But I might use them because those are the only rainbow I have, unless I use this sticker book by the Happy Planner, and I believe there are numbers on clear paper in here. We have these. They're kind of big though. These aren't the ones I was looking for, but we have those. I was actually looking for these, which are in this Dates and Holidays sticker book by the Happy Planner. So we have these, which means I would have to white out the number to put these down. But that's an option. So let's take that sheet out and see what else is in here. I think that's it in terms of the numbers I would use. So let's just see how these look. I'm thinking I'll use these ones even though they're kind of big because I don't like the dark green on here. So I think I'm gonna have to put down the number first because it's so big. So let's start with this one. Oh, it's not as big as I thought it would be. It covers the entire number, but it fits within the width of the box at the top. So then let's just use a contrasting color and put it there. I think that's cute. So I can actually go through and just put down all the date covers. So how are you all doing? I hope that you're doing well. I cannot believe it is the middle of June already. Time is just flying by this year. I don't know. Well, I'm sure that everyone feels this way, but as I get older, it's just like time is flying by more and more every year. Soon it's going to be time to think about 2026 planner lineups, and I can't believe I'm even saying that. But I've been seeing sneak peeks of planner releases already where planner companies are talking about the paper that they're going to use. I know that the Wonderland 222 planner is not using the Tomoe River paper anymore in their 2026 planners. And I feel like there's just going to be a shakeup in planner options next year. So it's crazy to think that it's already going to be a new year in 6 months or 6.5 months. But it's also exciting because there's just going to be so many planner options for us to choose from. I think I have an idea of what I'm going to use for 2026 actually. These aren't cut very well. So let's see if I can get the rest of these up without much hassle. So my planning system, this matches too closely actually. So let's put this 19 back on the paper and choose a different color. Let's choose this green one. Even though there's another green on here, I don't want it to be orange and orange together. So let's just do this. And what was I saying? I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, my planning system. My planning system is actually working for me. I've been in my B6ology since January. I have not missed a week, and it's been helping me. Oh, the yellow and yellow matches too. So let's do this. It's been helping me stay on track with my daily tasks. But like I said, I need to start planning for more than my daily tasks. I need to start planning for, I should have used these numbers at the top. I need to start planning for longer term things, not just my daily tasks like taking out the trash or doing laundry. Those are all important, but there's more that I want to get out of life than just doing the daily things. So I'm going to start incorporating goal planning, longer term planning in my planning system. At first, I thought I needed a new planner for that. As I usually do, I think I need a new planner for most things that I don't need a new planner for. But I'm just going to incorporate it into my Hobonichi cousin, and hopefully it trickles down into my B6 daily planning. So let's try this again. Let's do these numbers here. And I'm spending way too long on these date covers, but these stickers are not cut that well. And let's do this 16. That's actually kind of cute. And then I'm going to do this zebra print washi tape. I should have put down the washi tape first. This is going to take a while for me to do, but I think I'm going to lift up the bottoms of these numbers, put down the washi tape, and actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all because those stickers do not want to come back up. So I'm just going to put the washi tape down a bit. It's not going to look the way I wanted it to look, but the aesthetic of my planner is not the most important. So although I would prefer it to look different, it will still function the same, which is what's most important. So let's just put this washi tape down here. And how does that look? I think that looks nice. Not bad. So my Stalogy is working, the Hobonichi cousin is working, and my monthly Sterling ink planner is working. And I think what I'm going to do for next year, it's not written in stone and it's the middle of June. So anything could change. But I think the sizes of my planners are going to stay the same, but I will try out new planner companies. So I think I mentioned that I am using the new Plans by Just Scribble planner, the B6 horizontal planner for July through December of this year. And I have a feeling I'm going to love being in that planner. So I'm thinking that's the B6 planner I'm going to use for next year. But again, can't say for sure because I haven't even used that planner. But I have a feeling that it's going to work just fine. I know for sure I'm going to stay in a B6 size, but we'll see. So we have that. That actually looks really nice. I wish the zebra print were a rainbow gradient too. That would have been perfect. And let's see, what else do we want to do next? I want to keep the decoration to the outside of the pages. So let's see what we want to put on the sidebar. I'm thinking over this area, we could put something. I have the different sizes of this Jungle Vibes planner. So I have the mini and I have the regular. So let's look at both of them and see what we have. I feel like something like this would have been fine, but it's on clear sticker paper, so I would have to wipe that out, which I don't want to do. So let's find something that's on paper. Maybe one of these squares could work. They might be a little bit too wide. Yeah, they're a bit too wide. So maybe I won't have anything that goes on this calendar. If that's the case, I do want to then highlight the week that we are on if I'm not going to cover it up. And then I want to have a to-do list. So I'm just going to highlight that. So let's use this green. Let's write to do, or actually let's write this week. And then I'm going to use the dot stickers that are in here. And I'm just going to mix the colors. And because the lines are so small in this Hobonichi cousin, I usually go every third line for my checklist. When I write on the daily pages though, I skip a line. I go every other line because compared to the grid size of this planner, my writing is a little bit big. So I skip a line in between my writing. The perfect grid size for my writing is actually the Stalogy. Well, the B6 or the A6 Stalogy, because they have 5mm grid size, whereas the A5 Stalogy, this Hobonichi cousin, I believe it's 4mm. I could be wrong, but it's smaller than 5mm grid sizing. So my writing is just a little bit on the bigger side. But skipping a line works for me because I do like the layout of this planner, and I feel like even the Sterling ink has a small grid size, so I don't have many options there. So I might as well stick with the planner that I've got. So we have those, and at the bottom there is space. So let's see what's in the classic size. I could use one of these down here at the bottom. I kind of like this guy. These are nice, but they're a bit big. Oh, I could have used these at the top and bottom. Those would have worked perfectly. Oh well. Next time, maybe in my B6 Stalogy I could use those because I'm going to use these same sticker books to decorate that. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is using one of these. Now it's between this guy or this guy. I kind of like the coloring on him better. It matches more with the washi tape and the other stickers I put down. So let's do this. Let's put it right there. That is so cute. I love that. Okay, now I'm just going to highlight my headers and put in my work top tasks. I do a top 3 for work each day. That just keeps me on track because I basically make my own daily schedule in terms of what I do at work each day. I do have deadlines though. So what I do each day kind of keeps me on track to meet those deadlines. Again, that's what I hope to use this planner for, not just in terms of work, but in terms of my personal life too. For work, it has been helping to keep me on track for those longer term projects that I have. I just need to utilize it for my personal to-dos also. So I am going to just kind of use all these colors and just highlight at the time that I start work. And that'll let me know how much space I have to add more stickers. So the functionality is really the most important part of this planner. And then I add in the decoration where I can afterward in terms of the middle of the page. So let's see, we can do, let's do red. And I just do a top 3 at work, even though there are more things that I do each day. Having a top 3 gives me a starting point and allows me to at least have something that I'm working on each day to get me to those deadlines. I just realized I put these at the wrong time. It should have been 7:30. I put it at 7 o'clock. But that doesn't really bother me because I don't use the timeline really in this planner. So let's do blue for the checklist for this one, and then let's do green as the highlight for Friday, and we can do yellow for the checklist. And I'm just going to write work in those headers, and then underneath I'm going to write my personal to-dos that I do after work, and then I'm going to fill in my tasks for the weekend. And then we can come back and see if we have any space for more stickers and decorations. So I'm going to go off, write in my plans, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've written in all my plans, and I think this turned out so cute. It's really colorful, it's bright, and I love it. I did have a little bit more space after I wrote in all my plans. So I did put this sticker here, this elephant, and I put this Life is Beautiful sticker here in the corner at the bottom. And this is how the week turned out in my Hobonichi cousin. There's not much to mention about the plans that I wrote in. For this week, I did just continue writing in the daily tasks I want to do each day. I didn't incorporate my goal planning yet, so it looks very similar to previous weeks. But this has been working for me. But in the future, it might change just a little bit when I incorporate my goal planning. But for now, this is how it turned out. I like it. I have my work tasks, my personal tasks, my appointments are in these boxes. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got some planner inspiration. I know there are a lot of people who use the Hobonichi Cousin and use sticker kits. I personally don't have any Hobonichi Cousin sticker kits, so I just kind of make my own thing with stickers and washi tape, mostly stickers from the Happy Planner, but sometimes from Agenda 52. And I hope that you got some ideas on how you can make any sticker work in any planner. And that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.